All right, let's see. All right, we are live. Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Now, let me know how well you're hearing me first because I have a big old box fan right here blowing on me, which feels awesome. But I want to make sure you guys can hear me okay, and that's not going to be an issue for the stream. So just let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Sounds good? Okay, perfect. All right, awesome. Because I'll tell you what, it's been so hot here today. I think we hit 92, 93 here in New York. High humidity. So, yeah, just good old times. Okay, so what we're going to talk about in this stream is we're going to talk about shortages that are already here. Is it going to get worse, right? That's what we're going to talk about. Hey, Homestead Homeboy. He says, hello, Ed, and thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate it. So the answer is yes. Okay, I'm signing off. No, I'm only kidding. All right. So yes, we're going to get into that topic in a moment here. I don't know, just got to bust your chops a little bit. All right. So um, before we get into the video, I just want to remind everybody that if we have any interruptions with the stream, and it's amazing since I have switched carriers, we have not had one interruption yet, which is great, and hopefully that will continue to happen. But if it does happen, I will get right back on. Okay, oh, all right, you guys got to hold on. Oh, oh, somebody right here looking for attention. I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. All right, so just putting that out there ahead of time. And she just came in a little while ago. She actually, the only time that she will go outside is when it's warm, like today. And so then she decided, okay, I'm ready to go in. This is like the biggest love sponge you will ever see. Okay, all right, here you go. Um, yeah, she loves her attention. So anyway, I think Heather is actually once they get into their new apartment, Heather Heather may take Soxy because obviously you guys all know that Bella passed away last year, and so Heather definitely needs that love. And Sox is a great companion cat. I mean, she's definitely one of those type of cats that will be up Heather's behind big time. So like whenever Heather's home, she is like in with Heather every day, so that's a good thing. So, but anyway, so if we have any interruptions with the stream, I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. So, Magic Prepper just got demonetized for all videos. Wow, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Yeah, they will do that. They will absolutely do that. It's a fine line that you walk, and you have to be very, very careful. And if you piss them off enough, then you're going to be done. So anyway, also I want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. So I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness, because I will not tolerate that on my channel. If you cannot abide by those really easy, simple rules, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue will absolutely boot you out of here because we are not going to tolerate it. It's not going to happen. Okay. So everybody, I just ask you to be decent. Let's have an enjoyable chat, and we will go from there. All right. So, all right. So we're going to get right into this topic right away, real quick, and then we'll go from there. We're seeing shortages right now, guys. Every time you turn around, it's difficult to get different supplies that people are looking for. The cost of things have gotten absolutely ridiculous, and when you see that, it, the dollar's being devalued is what it is because they just keep printing it and printing it and printing it and spending it like crazy. At some point, everything gives at some point. And is there a major possibility that we could see the dollar absolutely collapse? It would not shock me at all. Now, I'm not saying that it's definitely going to happen, but it would not shock me if it did. Now, let's talk about that for a second. So we have all these super rich folks out there that have all kinds of money, right? But they have nothing tangible. They have no goods. They have nothing that they can put their hands on. To me, personally, and you guys know, I put a lot of my money back into my property. trying to make it better, trying to make our living conditions better here, and having tangible goods and having something that I can put my hands on. To me, it's worth that, to have those things that I can say, okay, look at, I got XYZ amount of food. I have XYZ amount of gasoline on hand. I have XYZ amount of propane, kerosene, lanterns, all those different type of things that in a worst case scenario are going to be worth their weight in gold. Okay. So, Prepper Chris says silver and gold food to start. Yeah. You know what? I don't recommend gold, and I never have, and I've gone over it many times why I don't, but I do definitely recommend silver. Silver is very, very tradable. It's going to hold its value. Gold's going to hold its value as well, but it's very, very expensive. And you got to realize, if you, let's say, and I don't even know what the price of gold is at the moment, to be honest with you, and I don't even know what the price of silver is at the moment. I don't really pay attention day to day. If I get the opportunity, I add more silver. So I'm going to throw numbers out there that don't mean a thing. So let's say gold is $1,600 an ounce, right? And silver is, let's say, $30 an ounce. And I'm just throwing numbers out there, okay? Just throwing it out there. If you have 1 ounce of gold, or you have $1,500 or $1,600 worth of silver, that's a lot more silver. That's a lot more tradable. It's going to go a lot farther than that 1 ounce of gold. So, okay, $1,900 for an ounce of gold and $26 for silver. All right, thank you, Prepper Chris. Yeah, like I said, I don't pay attention day to day. If I get the opportunity to add more silver, I always do. But so that even is a bigger disparity as far as how much you could have of one as opposed to the other. And junk silver is definitely the better way to go, in my opinion. Your dimes, your quarters, your half dollars, and your silver dollars, because they're going to be very, very tradable. They're going to maintain their value. They're actually going to be worth more in a post event. But once again, I do not suggest getting gold or silver unless you have your other things squared away to a degree, because once again, you cannot eat silver and gold. Okay. Gold can be purchased at 1/10 of an ounce. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It can be. But again, you're still going to get more bang for your buck by getting silver. That's just my point. Okay. Gold is for nations, silver is for people. Prepper Chris just put that out there. Thank you for that statement, Chris, and thank you for the donation. And you're right. Big countries like to have a lot of gold, and but to me, I would rather. Yeah, so Peter Rouse said easier to keep 1 million in gold than 1 million in silver. You're right, but again, when you're going to get rid of it or to trade it or whatever the case may be, it's going to be much harder at that point, and you're very limited where you can get rid of that gold. That's another point that is very important. But again, if you want to get gold, guys, get gold. I mean, by all means, do whatever you want to do. But to me, it is much more effective to have the silver. I'm giving you my opinion. Okay, if you want to have gold, knock yourself out. And again, thank you, North Shore Preparedness. Most people don't have $1 million. You're right. If you got $1,000 worth of silver, okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of silver. You have a lot to work that you can trade with and stuff like that. So, to me, like I said, I'm giving you my point of view. I have been a coin collector since I was a kid. I got that love from my grandparents. My grandparents collected coins. My dad collected coins. I think it's a really cool thing. So in the long run, when it comes down to it, let's think about in a post event. If I go to the shoemaker and he said, I need 3 pre-1964 quarters and I'll make you a pair of shoes. Okay, easy. Boom, there you go. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Now you're trying to figure out with gold how much you got to give, and it's just, like I said, a lot more work. But again, to each their own. But anyway, having tangible goods that you can hold on to, I think, is very, very important. But again, let me just say really quickly, Make sure you have your food, your water, your medical supplies, other things more squared away in a better situation before you even think about adding on with silver and gold. Okay, so that's something that you really got to take into consideration, because once again, you cannot eat gold and silver. And when the time comes, if I have food and you have silver and gold, guess who sets the price of what it is? You don't, because you have the gold and silver. I don't need that gold and silver per se. You need that food. So again, it puts you in a situation where you're going to be in a much better shape in that situation. So that's just my take on it. That's like, again, when it food. So let's talk about food. Freeze dried food absolutely should have that. Long term food storage, your rice, your beans, your sugar, your pastas, all those type of things. Long term stuff, honey, absolutely need to have all those stuff. You definitely should have canned goods as well. All right. And along with that, you should also be having your yearly rotation from your garden. Really important as well. Having those things there and available to grow more crops, to eat yearly from your gardens. All those things are very, very important. Your seeds are hugely important. Having, enough seeds and stuff like that. So those things, they're going to be tangible. They're going to be there. If the dollar collapses and you have $10,000 in cash, right? You got 50s, hundreds, 20s. You got $10,000. Guess what? You can't wipe your behind with it, because it's going to be worthless at that point. So tangible goods that you can put your hands on and say, hey, I have this. To me, that vitamins too. Yes, don't forget your vitamins. Absolutely, very, very important. You absolutely need to be taking your vitamins every day. Breaking news: U.S. strikes Iran facilities ordered by Biden. Really? Are you? If that's the case, that would be. I don't know if that's true or not, but I hope that's not true, because that would really not be a good thing. If somebody could confirm that for me, and I'm not saying, Carol, please don't think that I'm saying that that's not true, but if somebody could confirm that, I would absolutely appreciate it. Um, just looking to see. And in your opinion, what is worse, long-term winter or long-term summer heat wave? That is a great question, and somebody else said it's confirmed. They read it before we went on. I'm going to have to look at that. Let me actually, you know what, guys? Let me just do this real quick while we're right here. Let's see. Okay, it says U.S. carries out airstrikes against Iran-backed militia in Iraq. This is 50 in Syria. So it wasn't Iran. They didn't go into Iran. Okay, so just another round of airstrikes against Iran-backed militia in Iraq and Syria. All right, so that's what because I'm going to tell you what, attacking Iran itself would have opened up a whole huge can of worms. That would be something that would really, really bad. Hey, Prepper Chris One, I have found a food forest, more food than I can eat. I plan to use my silver to pay for gas and taxes, and my goal to get a leg up after we rebuild your demand. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. And again, you're right. It's nothing wrong. Um, Nothing wrong with having that mindset, and I totally get it. Like I said, again, I do believe that we need to be, ready for every contingency, and having silver, to me, silver. I'm never going to recommend gold. Still not going to do it. Not going to do it. If you want to get gold, that's fine. But I don't. I've had gold in the past, and I think I had at the time I might have had like 3 ounces of gold. And when I went to get rid of it, and this is why I have a problem with gold. Okay, so when I went to get rid of it, I couldn't take it to the bank and say, hey, I want to trade in this ounce of gold coin for, you know, whatever. Now, when I bought the gold, here's the other part of this as well. I want you to remember this. So when I bought the gold, you paid 50 cents above spot. So whatever the price of the gold was, let's say at the time I paid $1,500 an ounce, I had to pay $1,550 because you paid 50 cents above what it was worth. All right. When you go to sell it, same thing. So that's something you really need to take into consideration too. To me, again, with silver, it's just a whole different ball game, and you're very limited again when you get rid of gold where you can get rid of it. You have to take it to either somebody that deals in gold, or you take it to a pawn shop or a coin store that deals with gold and stuff like that as well. So that's just that's my thought on that. So, but anyway, let's get back on topic here. Oh, anyway, we're at 1,025 in the chat, guys. We're at 294 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. I really do appreciate that. Again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, thumbs up, thumbs down. Obviously, we prefer thumbs up. It really does help with the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. And of course, the third reason is I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. Just a little game that I like to play to see where we can be at. So thank you for doing it for that reason as well. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. All right, so if you come to me with a bucket, oh, hold on a second. I want to read that comment. Hold on. If you come to me with a bucket of gold and want a bucket of rice, you're going to lose. Oh, absolutely. Because again, in a post-event, I want you guys to think about this, okay? In a post-event, tangible goods, things that are going to be usable, tools, medical supplies, food, water, those type of things, work their weight in gold. Hey, Gardner Josh. Ed, can you please check your block list? Yarn Prepper has accidentally been blocked. She's a great friend of the AP community. I will, yeah, I will, you know what? I will have to do that after the stream. And if she is on there, I will unblock her. I don't know why she would have been, it might have been done by accident, but yes, I will definitely, no, I know Yarn Prepper. She's not a bad person at all. So I will definitely go in there and look after the stream is over, and I'll take care of that. Okay, so, but, what you have to look at, folks, is when the time comes and something happens. And I don't believe that it's a matter of if, I believe it's a matter of when. That is my big thing. So when that time comes, we need to be really smart about what we're doing and what our mindset is and what we plan on doing. You know, being preppers, to be honest with you, if we wanted to be setting ourselves up like little dictators, that is a possibility that people would be able to do that, okay? But I don't think that's the right thing to do. I think that we've been awakened for a reason, and I think that reason is to help people. And that, I mean, that is my goal. I plan on trying to help as much as I can. Now, I will say this. I will not take food out of my family's mouth. I will not take food out of my group's mouth. And if you come to me in a post-event and want help, you better be willing to work for it, okay? So, you know, there's no free rides. There's no soup kitchen in a post-event. If you want that meal, I have no problem providing you with a meal, but I want something in return. Either that wood stacked, the defense is shored up, or whatever the case may be, whatever thing that we need to have done, that's how that works. And I will tell you this as well. If you, let's say you're part of my group and you've met me and you said, Ed, listen, I want to be part of your group. I want to contribute the whole 9 yards. Great. I got no problem with that. In a post-event, everybody works, me included. Nobody's sitting around and going, well, you know, I put in this much in preps, and so I don't have to do anything. It's not how it works, okay? Because there's always going to be things that have to be done that we need to do for the greater good of the group, to keep ourselves protected, to put us in a position where we're going to survive. And I think that that's really, really important. So, you know, and again, and I like this, Nikki just said something here. I can cook and cut hair. Everybody's bringing different skill sets. And I think that that's really, really important. Okay, I think it's really important. Having a skill. I was talking to somebody, and I'm just going to say from what state. I'm not going to say his name. I was talking to somebody last week that is from Virginia, and we had a conversation, and we talked probably half an hour or so on the phone. And he said what he has done is he is set up where he's doing leather work, working with leather, making moccasins and shoes or whatever the case may be, belts and all that type of stuff. Do you know realistically how valuable somebody like that will be in a post event with that skill? Because guys, no more going to the store to get your pair of Nikes or high tops or Reeboks or whatever you're wearing these days. Okay, whatever the latest trend is. Once all those are gone, and once your footwear wears out, you're going to still need to have footwear. So you're going to need to have somebody that knows how to do that. And that person, no, stop. um, you're going to need to have that person that knows what they're doing. That person is going to be very, very valuable in that post event. So again, the more skills that we have, the more we're bringing to the table to any group, whatever group you end up with, because I'm telling you, as I've said many, many times, if you don't have a group in a post event, you are not going to make it long term. That is a fact. Now, you can start and think, okay, I'm going to just be solo and do that. And that may work for a while. That may work for a while. But a larger group may come along and try to take what you have, number one. If you get sick, who's going to take care of you, number two? And if you get sick, also, how are the things that need to get done going to get done? They're not. So that may cost you your life. You have a mechanical injury, you fall down and you get hurt, now you can't even get back to base camp. What are you going to do? If you don't have other people to help you, you're in dire straits. And you're going to need that group so that when somebody does get hurt or somebody does get sick, that you have that recovery time so that you're able to recover. They're going to take care of you. They're not going to throw you away, and and those type of things. So that's something to think about. Now, Socks, will you stop? Come on, go. I don't know why she just wants to lean on everything today. All right, so, um, and I want you to remember this too. I don't care if you're 5 years old or 85 years old. You bring something to the table. All right, the 85-year-old person has a wealth of knowledge. Hopefully, they can share that knowledge with you. Talk about the old ways and when they grew up, how things were done, and they can help you in that aspect. Also, they can, old people can watch the radio. A lot of times, older people have trouble sleeping at night. So, who would be a perfect person to be on night watch? And I'm not talking about running a post, okay? I'm not talking about being out in the woods. I'm talking about the person on dispatch, on radio, that's monitoring things, that is communicating with the people that are out there. Older people can watch the younger kids. Older people, a lot of times, they can do folding laundry. They're not going to be able to go like the younger people are going to go. Everybody has a purpose and everybody has a place. Your younger kids, you're 5 years old, you can put them out into the woods, right? Within eyesight, obviously, and have them picking up kindling wood. Think about how quickly you would have a huge pile of kindling wood just from the kids who got a ton of energy, but it gives them a task. They still need their playtime. They're still going to want to have that, obviously, and you're going to want to make sure you give that to them. You don't want to work those kids like they're a Hebrew slave, but you still need their contribution to help. So there is a lot of things that go with it. And, and the older people too, they can also teach younger people how to do things too, which I think is important as well. They can pass those skills on, sewing, crocheting, any of that type of thing. Hey, Prepper Chris 1, I'm a true believer in the old ways. Well, I'm a true believer in the old ways. Grow can, etc. Yes, absolutely. I'm a big believer in that exactly myself. I had to read that a couple times. I wasn't sure what you meant. But knowing the old ways and having those skills is really going to give you an advantage when the time comes. The people in the cities, guys, they're in big, big trouble, because they have no clue. My daughter and I were talking the other day, and I want to touch on this really quickly. So we were talking the other day, and she says, Dad, the skills that you have taught me, when something, and this is my daughter, when something happens, I think it's really going to help me and give me a huge advantage. And of course it is. Absolutely it will. So I think that's really, really important. I really do. So any skills you can pass on to those kids are sponges. They want to learn. They want to get involved. They want to do things like little kids. They want to get involved with cleaning and cooking and helping, mom and dad out and that type of stuff. I don't care if it's a boy or a girl. There is no, this is a boy task, this is a girl task. I've been single for a lot of my life, married twice. I get it. But, a lot of times I've had to cook for myself. A lot of times there's nobody else there to clean. Nobody else is doing my laundry. So, you need, if you're a male or a female, you need to know how to do those things. And I think that that's really, really important. Yes, Heather can teach axe throwing. Absolutely right, John. You're 100% right with that. Yes, you can. Root cellar, yes. Romans 1:25-26 said. That is really, really high on my list of things that I would like to make sure that I get done. I definitely would like to get a root cellar in because I'll be honest with you, I would like to put a lot of my things that I have in my house down into a secure root cellar where it would be much safer and it's going to stay a constant environment. The temperature changes are not going to be there. So yeah, I definitely do want to get a root cellar going. And we'll see what I can accomplish with that. I don't know what we're going to do yet with that, but that is definitely high on my list of things that I would like here at the homestead. Potatoes, carrots, onions, keeping all those things in a root cellar, making part of the root cellar into a freezer, an underground freezer, and I've talked about that as well. Without a freezer without electricity, so when the grid goes down permanently, I still have this area where all my stuff is frozen and I don't have to worry about it. I think that that's really, really important. So, that's definitely high up there that needs to be done. And I really need to get on that. So I got to look at some things and I got to see where I'm at, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. So anyway, before we go any further, I want to talk about let's do this. We're at 11:56. So I'm going to ask for another thumbs up first. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. Let's see if we can jump that number up. We got a decent crowd in here tonight, so let's see if we can really get that number up high. So if you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, to do so, show support for the channel. I appreciate it. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we can have, the better it is for the channel that way as well. So I ask you to shoot the thumbs up that way as well, and I do appreciate that as well. Also, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. Like I said, it's a game. We better hit, I shouldn't say we better. I would love to see us over 1,000 thumbs up today because of the size of the crowd that we already have in here. I think that would be cool. So that's the goal. Let's hit 1,000 thumbs up at least, and then if we get past that, we'll go from there. Also, again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications. So I want to talk about my website really quickly, PrepperNurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse 1 community there, which is set up for you guys to connect with like-minded people. I encourage you to go there. You do have to register. It is free to register. No credit card information is asked. And it's a good place to connect with like-minded people in your state or in your country. And just go in and read the message boards, whatever you want to read in there. Definitely, it's a lot of sharing of information. So definitely take advantage of that. Also, if you go to my website, PrepperNurse1.com, and you will see the logo that says Four Fathers. That is, if you click on that, it will take you to their website, which is a CBD and hemp store. CBD products help with so many different things. Really important to have in a post-event, in my opinion. So if you decide to make a purchase over there, when you check out, make sure you use the discount code PrepperNurse1, and that's the number 1, not ONE, and you'll save yourself 15% on your purchase. So definitely take advantage of that as well. The third thing I would say is on my website, again, PrepperNurse1.com, you would click on store. It'll drop down. You'll see Legacy Foods. You click on that. Once you're there, what we have available is there. Long-term food storage is a great thing to have. Freeze-dried foods is the lazy man's prepper, but it's also a great thing to have because it gives a different variety. So 25-year shelf life, GMO-free, made in the U.S., it's vegan. There are beef and chicken options available that you can buy separately. It is also vegetarian. And like I said, gluten options are there as well. and it's just the largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies as well. So that's a really cool thing as well. So definitely take advantage of that. Uh, what else? Okay, so then I want to talk really quickly about the prepper get together that we are having next month, the 17th and 18th of July. If you plan on coming to the prepper get together and you want to stay at Greg's property, you need to shoot me an email, say, hey, I want to stay at Greg's property, and I will get you the information, the address, and all that ahead of time. Hey, Asif, I'm a doctor prepper. Wouldn't want to be one. Wouldn't you want to be one too? Oh my God, that's awesome. That is, I like that. I like that, Asif. That's very funny. So, but again, if you plan on staying on Greg's property, you can come in on the Friday, and you can, probably leave Monday morning. Okay, that would be probably the best because we're going to be doing the get together on Saturday and Sunday. You can leave whenever you want to. You can stay as long as you want. But if you're going to stay at Greg's place, please shoot me an email at preppernurse1@yahoo.com for that reason. Okay. Secondly, Saturday will be at Sonyea, Sonyea, American Legion. You can look that up, guys. It's in Sonyea, New York. Uh, it's really not hard to find that, and so definitely take advantage of that as well. And so we will be there on the Saturday. They have a bar. We can be there starting at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we can be there till as late as we want to. Probably midnight, I would guess, would be the most time we could be there. But they have a big area in the back. We're going to have a good cookout. They got some grills back there that we can use, and we're just going to have a great time. We're going to have a lot of fun. So I would ask anybody that's coming to any day, either Saturday or Sunday, to please bring a dish to pass. I will be supplying hamburgers and hot dogs, the buns, obviously, ketchup, mustard, relish, paper plates, silverware. I will be providing all of that for you guys. So we're going to have a great time, and we're just going to have fun, and we're going to go from there. So Sunday is going to be at Letchworth State Park. Okay, so again, it is going to be a lot of fun. JJ's got the information up there right there, guys. So if you do plan on coming, please let me know ahead of time. I just want to kind of get a head count, know what I need to do as far as getting supplies, as far as hamburgers and hots and that type of stuff. So, all right. So that is that. Looking forward to it. Cannot wait to meet everybody. I do have T-shirts that are going to be available for purchase at the get-together for both days, if you're interested, so that you can document that you were at the second annual prepper party. And we're going to do this every year, and hopefully next year we will do it at the campsite, and we can have the whole campsite. So that's no, not all drinks on PN1. Absolutely not. No. No, that would get expensive in a hurry. So anyway, that's where we're at with that. So we're going to have a blast. So I encourage you all to come if you can. Everybody's welcome. All right. So, all right, let's get back into topic here, guys. We have right now, and what you have to do is you have to look at the big picture of things, of what's going on right now, because it affects things down the road. So right now we have a lot of shortages on things as far as, you look at the price of wood, how expensive that has gotten. I was planning on doing an addition here this year. Well, when the cost of that addition went from XYZ to triple what that was, that got put on hold because there's just absolutely no way that was going to be able to be done. Not with the price of lumber the way it is. So the Alaskan Rose, Carly Blackmore, can I buy a shirt even though I'm not able to come? Actually, I want to have the shirts just available for people that are going to be there. So it's kind of like a special thing for that 2 days. And that's why I'm going to get T-shirts back up on the website, guys. I promise you. I know I keep saying that and I haven't taken care of it yet, and it's my bad. I need to get on that. So, so that's kind of where, but yeah, so those T-shirts are just going to be for that prepper get together. So just putting that out there. Got to be honest with you guys. I'm not ever going to BS you. So anyway, so with you look at the price of lumber, you look at the cost of food. How food has gone through the roof. And I think food is going to continue to go a lot higher than it is right now. And the main reason I believe that is when you look at the situation of things right now, and you look what is happening, especially Midwest, West Coast, with the droughts, with, you know, the heat wave that is happening out there. These things, a combination of things, it's really, really bad, and it's definitely going to affect crop production. Because if they can't get the water that they need, and you look at the reservoirs, there's another thing that you really got to pay attention to. The reservoirs are very, very low, much more low historically than ever before. Uh, Save for a new life. I hear they have drought in China, but they corrected it by seeding the clouds and creating rain. They could do the same thing here, but won't. It would mess up their plan on crashing the economy. You know, I know that they can do yeah, cloud seeding as well. And thank you very much for that statement. And thank you for the donation. I don't disagree with you. They want to destroy the economy. They want to destroy the dollar. I don't know what, you know, well, the big agenda is control. That's ultimately what the big agenda is. So my thing to you guys would be this. Why would you not be as proactive as you possibly can to helping yourself to make sure that you are not a victim, right? We don't want to be victims. I don't want to rely on the government agency to provide me with what I need to survive. If I can provide it for myself, that's what I would rather try to do. Because as soon as we get to that point, and I want you to think about this, okay? When you get to the point where you are relying on the government for everything that you need to survive, then they have total and complete control. They can tell you what you can and cannot do. They can dictate to you, well, if you don't do this, these are going to be the results and these are going to be the actions from that. So you really need to think about those things. Being as independent as you possibly can be as well, knowing where your food is coming from. When you're growing your own food, when you're raising your own livestock, you know, when you have your own eggs on a daily basis. Ed, where are you going to be doing your canning? We're going to be doing it right here at the homestead, either outside or inside. Becky has the propane stove in the house, so we'll obviously utilize that. I will use the propane cooker outside as well. And in the past, I've actually set up like a little jet up with a fire brick. I've set up a flue to use as well, which we just use wood for that. So we will probably do that as well. Okay. So here's something I want. We haven't talked about this one in a while, so I want to talk about this as well. They just extended the eviction notice protection for another month. So now we've gone from the end of June to now the end of July. At some point, and I want you guys to really listen to this because this is important. JJ's got the address right there, guys, for the Sanye American Legion. So anybody that wants that information, it's right there. JJ just put that up. At some point, they're going to stop that protection. Once that protection is stopped, you are going to see mass evictions. You are going to see mass foreclosures. This is not a pie in the sky and Prepper Nurse One is talking out of his behind. Not at all. This is a very factual thing. You're going to see a lot more people out there on the streets. Now, where are they going to go? Where are they going to live? How are they going to survive? And those are things I want people to think about, because at some point they're going to stop saying, okay, we're going to keep giving everybody a free ride, and it's time to stop it. So at some point it is definitely going to stop. One of these months they're going to say, okay, we're done. We're not doing this anymore. You've had enough time. You've had plenty of time to go back to work and get a job and do all those type of things. I've seen that in certain states they're offering, and this blows me away too, offering a cash incentive up to like $1,500 if you will go out and get a job. Really? How about you just stop all the freebies? If you stop all the freebies, people will go out and get a job. Especially they've raised the minimum wage has been raised all across the country. So, the money is there if you're willing to work. But unfortunately, what I find, this younger generation, and I'm never going to say all, because some of these kids out there are busting their butts and they're working hard and they're trying to do the right thing. But a majority, and I will say majority because I do believe it is a majority, would rather do nothing. They got their hand out, they're looking for that freebie, or they want to make a ton of money with no skill set or no work ethic. And that's sad. And that is absolutely what's going on. I heard today on another channel that some people in New York State are getting universal basic income. No, that's not true. I don't believe that that's true. I have not heard anything. If it was happening in New York, I would have heard about it, but I have not heard that. No, that is not. If they ever start doing something like that, I will be 100% honest with you. If they ever start doing something like that, that's more than the beginning of the end. Because if you don't have any incentive, why would you go work? Why would you go out and get a job and work hard and strive to get ahead? But yes, okay, the Alaskan Rose, Carly Blackmore, she goes, I think once you have an eviction, you can't rent again. If you have been evicted from a property because you didn't pay rent, that follows you. Yes, it does. So you'll have a hard time finding another apartment because they don't want to deal with it again. Hey, Asif, I've seen a ton of hiring signs, but hold on a second. They had a ton of businesses in my area. Yeah, and the sad thing, thank you very much, Asif, for the donation, and thank you for that statement. And I seen that as well. My buddy who runs a restaurant, and I think I've talked about him before, my buddy Damon. He runs a restaurant. He says we can't get nobody to work. Nobody wants to work. They can stay home with the extra that they get on unemployment, get the unemployment and get the extra. They're making more money than they would if they were working. So again, these people are just sitting back. They're riding it out as long as they possibly can, unfortunately. And this is happening all over the place. We need to stop it. Enough is enough. And at the end of the day, I want you guys to remember who's paying for this. All right. It isn't the government that's paying for this at the end of the day. It's us. It's the taxpayers, the people actually out there working. How about, I'm going to tell you who I really feel bad for. The people that I feel the worst for, not the people that got laid off and got unemployment and got all the extra money to stay home and do nothing through this pandemic. I feel sorry for the people that were considered essential workers that had to go to work every day. They never got anything extra. Taco Bell down here is doing $1,000 sign-on bonus. Wow, that's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, and you would think people would be jumping at that. You would think that they would. It is very, very sad. Very, very sad. ADK Man says we have hundreds of jobs available for the Northern Adirondacks, some over $25 an hour. But when you have people that don't want to work, that don't have a work ethic, that's getting everything given to them for nothing, where is their incentive? You know what? And I don't get it. I really, truly don't get it. I remember as a kid, and I'm not doing the, here comes the old man story, right? But when I was a kid, I can remember thinking, if I want something, I got to go out and earn it. Because there was nothing being handed to me. We were poor. I mean, we were really poor. So, I mean, I hustled and I did what, I mean, we had a golf course. I'll give you a quick story. We had a golf course where I lived, and we would go down into the one pond, and we would go in barefoot, and we would sink up to our knees in the mud, and we would feel for the golf balls in the mud. We'd pull the golf balls out, and we would sell them back to the golfers for like a quarter for these golf balls. And we would, we made nice money doing that. And back then, it was just in the very beginning of all the video games. So we had Pac-Man, Centipede, and Space Invaders. Those were the first three. Well, we would go up to the clubhouse, and all those quarters that we made, if we made, $10 a piece for that day, which, when you're 12 years old, back, in the early 80s, that's a lot of money. Or actually, that was in the 70s. Late 70s. So, but that's a lot of money. And you're like, oh my God, this is awesome. So, we would feed it into those machines, and then we'd come back the next day and we'd do the same thing again. But it was the hustle, having our own money that we earned. I can remember at 14, I got my working papers and I was baling hay at 14. These kids today, they're everything is given to them. Why would they have to work? I'm going to tell you what, one of the things that, and I know I brag on my daughter all the time, and I brag on her constantly, and I can't help it just because she's so squared away. So this kid, I help her with college. Obviously, you guys know that. Okay, I give her so much money every month, and I've been doing that right along. Hold on one second. Nikki Moore says laptop supplies are dwindling, unable to buy new business class laptop. Suppliers only have high end still on the shelf. We are started buying remanufactured. Wow. Yeah, there's another example right there. Things are definitely in short supply. And thank you very much for that statement. Thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate it. All right, so we got to do this. I know the time has got away from me, and I apologize. So I'm going to ask again for another thumbs up because we're at 12:59 in the chat. We're at 692 on a thumbs up. So if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. And thank you very much for that ahead of time. I do appreciate it. Again, it also really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have with comments, thumbs up, thumbs down, it makes a big, big difference where it pushes us up in the algorithm. So I thank you for doing it for that reason as well. The third reason, of course, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. And the goal today, because of the crowd that we have, we want to hit 1,000. So we're at 737. So we're getting there. Let's get to 1,000 thumbs up today, and then if we hit 1,000, we'll try to go higher. So we'll see what we get, but let's see what we can do. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get for all notifications as well. Okay, let's do the egg count. I know you guys are already putting your numbers up, but I'm just going to start looking now. So give me your guesses on the egg count, guys, and we will go from there. All right. If you have the same guess as Gen F, if you have the same guess as Gen F with 9 eggs, then you are 100% correct. That's what we ended up with today. Now, I don't think I told you from yesterday. Yesterday, we only had 7 eggs yesterday, but we ended up with 9 eggs today, and so that was pretty cool. So if you had the same guess as Gen F, then you are 100% correct. And and yes, Thickneck did lay an egg today, so that was good. That's 2 days in a row, I believe, for her. But it was, like I said, today was very, very warm here. The dogs were spending a lot of downtime today. You know, they like to be out in the run. Oh, I got to tell you what Hella did now. She is something else. She is something else. So one of the flags I have in the run on the tree, she jumped up, grabbed the bottom of the flag and pulled it down. So I had to take that flag down. I got to go in there. I still have, so I got to tell you this too. I bought 4 more flag poles. I have to put up the other flags that I got recently, and I will get those up soon. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Maybe that'll be a tomorrow project. I got to reset that one. I'm going to make it higher so that she can't pull it down. Unbelievable. She is something else. She is a big, big dog. She is a really big dog. Great, great puppy, though. Love that. I love her to death. I hate to admit it. She's my favorite. Shh. Don't tell Caesar and Pandora that. And I'm going to tell you what. You could not ask for 2 better dogs than Caesar and Pandora. They're great, great dogs. But Hella got into my heart. She's something else. So anyway, at West Virginia is going to be hot longer. Oh, hold on a second. I want to better get used to it. Oh no. You know what? I don't mind it. You know, you deal with it like anything else. Oh, I know somebody had asked me, and I wanted to address this. I wanted to share this with you. So they said, "What do you do to keep cool?" All right. So like today's a hot, hot day. So I got a fan going right here. Works fantastic. It's awesome. I do have an air conditioner. I've used my air conditioner one time, and I did that. Oh my God, probably it's got to be 6 years ago now. I think it was 6 years ago. I put it in the window, turned it on, see if it would work with my solar. It did. My house stays cooler because of the trees around the house. So when the sun is out, it's shaded, so the house stays cooler. My house is very well insulated, so it stays cooler for that reason as well. It helps in the winter, and it also helps in the summer. So those, and again, so I just use fans, and the fans work fantastic. So great question. Douglas Swan just asked, how many will use a wheelbarrow to carry their stuff in SHTF? You know what? That is an awesome point. Wheelbarrows, little red wagon, the red wagon that your kids got with the big tires on it. They will use carts. They will have carts that they will put their stuff in, and they'll pull those carts. So yeah, you're going to see a lot of those type of things in a post-event, things that they consider that they need to have until they get going, and that's when they're gonna find out what they really want and need. Ed, what is your opinion on what's the worst in a long-term heat wave, 100+ days, or brutal New York winter? Both will kill you. But yeah, we'll get into that 1 second. How taxing is AC on your grid? Can you run it 24/7? Prepper Chris 1. Great question, Chris. And no, I could not run it 24/7. I wouldn't want to run it 24/7. I would have to have a much larger battery bank than I already have right now. And that is a possibility to do down the road. But I just, if I can have alternative ways to stay comfortable, then I would rather not use air conditioning if I don't have to. Again, in a post event, air conditioning is not going to be there unless you have a huge system that's going to be able to do that. It's just not going to be a reality. So let's talk about the difference in a grid down situation. What would be worse, winter or summer? Okay. Both have their advantages and disadvantages. I personally believe that wintertime would be worse, and we'll talk about why. Summertime, what will happen is you will see a lot of people die from overexertion, heat stroke, trying to deal with that heat and not being able to cool off. Yeah, dig a cave on your new property. Exactly. And that's the thing is, you get under the underground, it's going to be a constant temperature. So that would be something that I would recommend to people. Get something underground where you can go down and it's going to be 58 degrees and you can be more comfortable. So, but those are going to be the tougher things in the summer, making sure you have adequate water to hydrate, keeping your electrolytes up. How do you do that? All those type of things. I think the winters would be worse, and this is, yeah, winter way worse, easier to stay cool than heat in the most cases. The reason that winter would be worse, if you are not able to go anywhere. So here in the Northeast, worst case scenario happens, end of the world has happened as we know it. Now winter hits. There's nobody out there plowing the roads. There's not going to be anybody out there plowing the roads. So when winter comes, you're where you're at. So you better have the supplies that you need to get you through 4, 5, possibly 6 months of very inclement weather, and and those type of things. So without proper planning, let's see, like having a garden, putting your stock up, having your prepper supplies available to you with your food, your water, your wood, all those type of things, your lanterns, all those type of things. Winter's going to kill people way faster. People will freeze to death in their own homes because when the power goes out, if they don't have a way to heat that home to stay warm, it's going to get very cold very, very fast, and people are going to die. You're not going to be able to get out, and people are going to go out in that weather because they're going to have to, and they're going to die because of the weather. You're going to freeze to death. The rule of 3, guys. Remember the rule of 3, 3 hours of exposure? 3 hours of exposure out in that weather, and if you're on foot and you're trying to get someplace, it's not like now where you jump in the car, go on down the road, you're good to go. You're going to either, most likely walking if you don't have a snowmobile, and as soon as you are out of gas for that snowmobile, you're walking, or if you have skis. But how many people have cross-country skis? Realistically, not a whole lot, okay? If you have a horse, it would make it easier. How many people have horses? I mean, you've got to think about these things. And now if you have said horse, You got to make sure you're taking care of that animal, keeping that animal squared away and keeping that animal safe and those type of things as well. So, you know, those are things you got to think about. So the reality is most people are going to be hunkered down, riding out the winter. By the time the spring comes, a majority of the people would be gone. A large majority. Starvation, exposure, you know, dying from a myriad of reasons. Think about the house fires that are going to happen, not might happen, that are going to happen because people not knowing what they're doing, burning fires, catch their house on fire, their house burns down, now where you going? Okay? And that can happen out here in the country. We have house fires out here all the time as well. So unless you have great neighbors that are willing to take you in, you're going to be SOL in a hurry. Okay? So in my opinion, winter would be much, much worse. That is the one advantage, and to me, it's an advantage of being a prepper in the north because realistically, and here's the other thing with that worst case scenario, end of the world as we know it, the criminal element will not be going out and about doing things in that type of weather. They will be staying hunkered down. They're not going to be going out. They're not going to be out there trying to loot, pillage, and burn because they're going to be trying to survive that winter like everybody else. So those are the situations you got to think about. So you're going to have less external threats coming to meet you in that post event because you got to remember still summertime, I don't care how hot it is, you are going to have that criminal element that's going to be out there doing bad things. It's going to happen. It's not going to stop. It's not going to be like, okay, you know what? It's too hot. We're not going to go out. They're going to go out. They're going to do what they got to do. So again, winter's going to be way, way worse. That's my opinion. Hopefully the answers of why help you guys and you can understand that. But, you know, you would still, in the summertime, you could travel at night. It's going to be cooler at night. And winter, you're not, because it's going to be even colder at night than it is during the day. So, again, those are things to think about. All right. So, that's something I just got a fire pump for 3,000 liters of water tank just in case of fire. Not a bad idea. Again, wherever you guys are located around the country, whatever is your most prevalent threat, natural disaster threat, you should really be prepping for that. Now, where I live here, we don't get forest fires. It very, very rarely does that happen. But again, you know, that's not something that we normally have to worry about or deal with. So that's not something that I go, oh my God, we got to clear all the brush away and do all this and that. That's not something that we worry about here. What we worry about up here, obviously, is that blizzard or that ice storm that's going to come through and knock out the power, you know, get dumped with 30 inches of snow in one storm, and then you got to wait to get dug out. So, you know, those are the things that we worry about more up here in New York. If you are in an area that deals with flooding, we have flooding up here too, obviously. I'm fortunate enough to where my location, because I'm high elevation, I really don't have to worry about flooding. But, you know, flooding does happen. So those are things if you are near a river or if you are near, you know, a creek that, you know, has that opportunity to overflow like that, you know, that's important. How-to videos. Are you considering an underground shelter? Absolutely, yes. Yes, I absolutely am. I do want to get something underground. I definitely want a root cellar. I want part of that to be coordinated off into a freezer. And I would like to have some kind of living conditions underground as well, just in case, in that worst case type of scenario, that we would be able to go under there. It doesn't matter how hot or how cold it is outside, and it's going to stay a constant temperature. But the one thing that I would advise anybody, if you have an underground bunker, if you will, and you have your main way to get in and out, not one, but two, you need to have two other escape routes to get out of that bunker. Because if you are compromised, somebody blocks off that door, you could be in big, big trouble. And if you only have that one way in and out, now it's a tomb and now you're dead meat. So you definitely need to have alternative ways to get out of that type of a situation. So definitely think about that as well. Again, guys, we're almost 1,200 people in the chat. We're at 844 on the thumbs up. If you have not shot that thumbs up yet, again, I'm going to ask for another thumbs up. So please do that to show support for the channel. Because I know we have people come in and out. So that's why I keep asking at different intervals, because we got new people coming into the chat. So again, it really does also help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. It pushes us up higher in the rankings with YouTube. And so thank you for that reason as well. Also, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. I'm not going to lie, that's being honest. Again, also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Oh, yeah, check out how Atlas Bunkers builds them. You know what? I've seen Atlas Bunkers. That is amazing. What they do is very, yes, and multiple vents. Yes, John just said have multiple vents. Don't just have one thing for air. Have different spots where it comes out where you can get air. Because again, if they block off that air or they run smoke down in there, that's another thing that can cause you a lot of problems. So those are things to think about. But again, you know, the first things that any of us should be doing, realistically, brand new to prepping, you never done it before, you have no idea where to begin, how to start. Food, water, medical supplies. Make sure you have, you know, shovels, trowels, hand saws, any of those type of things. Any kind of tools, especially older tools that you can get those older tools, because that's when they actually made tools to last, not the garbage that they make now. But having different things, having different options, I think is hugely important, because I know I've said this many times, but I'm going to say this again. When SHTF happens, not if, but when it happens, you are going to have what you have. There's no more last minute trip, because that's going to be a very dangerous place to be. You know, boom, it's happened. Oh my God, SHTF is here. You better hope that you got yourself squared away. If you have a bug out location, again, I will say you have a 72-hour window to get there. If you are not there within 72 hours, forget about it, okay? Hunker down, try to ride it out as best that you can. Depending on the time of year, that's going to make a difference. Depending on how many people you have in your group, that's going to make a difference. There's a lot of contingencies that are going to be advantageous and hindrances. If you have a large group, you have 20, 25 people in your group, that's a lot of food people are eating every single day. So you hopefully have a large amount of food that's going to feed those people for an extended period of time. That's something that you really need to think about. Having enough fuel to run the wood stoves, to be able to cook outside. So wood is going to be hugely important. As you guys know, I try to keep a 2-year supply of wood in my woodshed just for that unforeseen event. I would be so mad at myself. Like, I already bought wood already this year, and I'm going to add another 4-face cord to my side. Mom and Beck are going to get more wood for their side as well. But I would be so mad at myself if I had a half a woodshed full of wood, said, oh, I'll wait, I'll get wood later. SHTF happens, and now I have a half a woodshed that's empty, and I'm not prepared for that. I would be so angry at myself. So to me, as soon as something gets to this level, I fill it back up automatically. I don't even think about it. I just do it, because it gives me peace of mind. It helps me sleep better at night, knowing that, okay, something happens tomorrow, I'm ready to go. What I have in my woodshed right now, I don't think would get me through 2 years. Oh, pretty close to 2 years, though. Pretty close to 2 years. But again, what would be the priority then, right? The priority would be, as we had, like if SHTF happened tomorrow, we would be taking down as many dead trees as we possibly could. We would be bucking them up, splitting them up, stacking them up. We would fill that woodshed to the rafters. We would have so much wood under tarps. We would have a ton of wood. because you need that. That is one thing that you are going to definitely need. Lori Goldsmith, Ed has a generator to charge his batteries if there's not enough sun. Yes, yes. Lori Goldsmith, if you asked about having a backup generator, definitely something that you need to have, really important. I definitely want to upgrade my generator. I'm hoping to get one that I can go attached with my propane and do a automatic, because if I'm not here this winter, I don't want Mom and Becky to have to worry about going outside, filling up the generator with gas, having to start the generator in inclement weather. I want it to be an automatic thing that it comes on, boom, they have it on, and they don't have to worry about it. So I definitely want to do that upgrade. That's my job. So, if I'm not here, then it's going to be up to them, and I don't want to put them in that situation. And again, so I'm actually planning on not being in New York for the winter. That's my goal. So hopefully that can happen, and we can go from there. Just bought a used 3,000 watt generator today for $100. Works great. Awesome. That's great. Yeah, if you can get something like that, and if you know what you're doing and you can tune it up, good thing to have. Absolutely good thing to have. Again, if you want a better quality, long-lasting, more efficient generator, it's going to cost money. So, that's the reality, unfortunately. Everything, nothing is cheap. So, I've just engaged. Oh yeah, we've just engaged Iran in Iraq. Yep, 3 points, air bombed the Iranian border and one on the Syrian border. Yep, we were talking about that earlier, John. Thank you for that information. Yes, we bombed uh, bases that were militants that were being supported by Iran and Syria. So yeah, just we got to have war because we got to get that money flowing. War is good for the economy, right? So as we're downgrading and we're leaving Afghanistan, we have to have more things going on someplace else. So Ed, have you heard from the bank on the paperwork on the new place? Not yet. I got to call them this week, and we're going to see where we're at with that, and then we're going to go from there. So there's something that I have to check with them first, and then we're going to go from there. If you can't afford lithium batteries, AGM can be your best bet for battery power. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, the lithium ion batteries are very expensive. No doubt, would not ever tell you they're not. Much more efficient, though. They're awesome. There's no maintenance on them, which is great as well. What do you think of the portable solar generators? I actually have a company that has said they want to send me a portable solar generator, and I do want to try that. I want to review it, and I can't tell you right now, Tamara, if I like them or don't like them because I've not used one, so I can't give you an honest answer. But once I get one, if they send me one and I review it, I will definitely let you know my thoughts on it. And of course, I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm never going to steer you wrong. I'm not going to lie to you. Here's what I won't do. I'm not whoring myself out for a buck. I'm not going to do it. That's just not me. Never has been me. I do have some companies. Actually, I got to do my little remote control vacuum thing that they sent me. I got to do a review on that. I'll do that this week. And I also just got in, and I want to let you guys know this too. Actually, I'll show you. I'm going to do a review on it. This is Through Night Black Scout Survival TW10. I'm going to be doing a review on this. This is a pistol mount light. So I'm going to be talking about this, and they sent me 2 of them. I'm going to be giving one of these away at the Prepper Get Together. So I will be doing a review on that as well. So I wanted to let you know what I'll be talking about that. So I want to definitely do those type of things. Should we buy Bitcoin? I'm going to give you my opinion on Bitcoin, You can do what you want to do. It is your own choice. It's a free country. You can do whatever you want. I wouldn't waste my money because you don't have it tangibly in your hands. So to me, I wouldn't do it. That's me personally. So it's too easy for it to disappear like that. You invest your money and then it's gone. To me, that's not what I want to do. I would rather have something that I can put my hands on and say, this is what I got. It's there and I can use it whenever I want to use it. So, I just, I don't know. It reminds me too much of a pyramid scheme. That's my opinion. If you guys remember back in the day that they ran those pyramid schemes all the time. So yeah, that's what it reminds me of. So I just, no, it's not for me. So anyway, so what we're going to do here, guys, man, as time goes by so fast. It's been a great chat tonight too, by the way. Really, really fun. You guys have been awesome. Have I heard from the school about no beef for Heather? We have the paperwork in for her, guys, and so I actually have to call them again to follow up to see where we're at with that. But we're getting that exemption for her because she will not be getting it. I've talked about that before, so we will definitely be getting that exemption, and so that's what's going to happen there. So I have to follow up. I got to call this guy again, and we're going to go from there. But all right, so real quickly again, we're at 9:53. So now the new goal before we sign off here, because I think we can get 50 thumbs up easy. So we're going to shoot for 1,100. That's the new goal, 1,100. Let's see how close we can get, and if we can get over 1,100, that's awesome. I won't try to push it past that. But if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel. Let's see if we can hit 1,100 thumbs up before we sign off tonight. I thank you for that support as well. I really do appreciate it. Again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, the better off we'll be as far as YouTube goes with the rankings. They push us up higher. So I thank you for doing it for that reason as well. The third reason, obviously, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. Just a game, it's a lot of fun. I like to see where we're gonna get. So I thank you for that reason as well. Again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. Hey, Prepper Chris 1. I've been using crypto to pay all my supers. LOL. I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, for your super chats? Really? Oh, that's cool. Again, I just thank you very much for the donation, and I'm glad you're able to do that. Individual choices, guys. If you have money, this is the way I look at it, okay? If you have money that you don't care if it disappears, go ahead, play it. If you can make money off of it, fantastic. But don't be shocked if all of a sudden it all goes away. So don't be shocked. So we hit 1,000. So now we got to go for 1,100. That's the goal. I knew we would hit 1,000 easy where we were at, but let's see if we can hit that 1,100. So we're 79 away now. So let's see if we can hit 1,100. All right. So let's do this. We are Legion because we are many. We are a huge family. We're a huge network of people. In the good Legion, like a Roman Legion, we're huge. We're vast. Not the bad biblical Legion. Not like the demon type of thing. Not that type. The good Legion. So where is everybody from tonight? Where are we all from? Southwest Virginia. Look at Jen's got it right off the top. She's right on top of stuff. Let's see what else we got. Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. We have Maryland, Missouri, Georgia, Southern Maryland, Beech Grove, Indiana, Hudson, Florida, Hagerstown, Maryland, South Central Virginia, Cape Cod, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Amarillo, Texas, Indiana, Littletown, New Hampshire, Hot, Oregon, Chicago, BC, Canada, Vermont, Somewhere, Oklahoma, Endicott, New York, Pittsburgh, PA, let's see, Mississippi, Georgia, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We have Iowa, New York, Springfield, Missouri, Northern Illinois, Hot, Arizona, New Jersey, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, England. It's going fast now. North Highlands of California, Key West, Allentown, Pennsylvania, Texas, Oakland, California, Orlando, Florida, Northeast Ohio, Southwest Florida, We have Quebec in the house. Very nice. Southern Minnesota. Union City, Pennsylvania. Essex Junction, Vermont. Spokane, Washington. San Francisco. Nowhere, Oklahoma. Addison, Illinois. We have Alabama. San Antonio, Texas. Philadelphia. That's in Pennsylvania. Germantown, Maryland. Northwest Colorado. Rhode Island. Louisiana. Georgia. Mesa, Arizona. Addison, Illinois. Let's see, Brooklyn, New York, Richmond, Virginia, Texas, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Alabama, Roll Tide, got to say it, sorry, Anderson, South Carolina, Southwest Georgia, Addison, Illinois, New Mexico, Kansas, let's see, St. Louis, very nice, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Western Mass, New Zealand, very nice, welcome. Highlands in Scotland, very cool. I got Scottish blood in me amongst many other. Richmond, Virginia, Southern California, we got Hawaii, Dexter, Missouri. So guys, again, we are all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge network of people, a huge family. When the time comes, we are truly the ones that can make a difference. I truly believe that's why we have been awakened, and we're the ones that are going to be a catalyst to really truly help people. And I think that we should try if we can when that time comes. I really do. We just never know what's going to happen. So being prepared for the worst, and hope for the best. That's what I always say. But unfortunately, again, I don't have a lot of faith in mankind. I really don't. We are the most vicious animal on the planet, and it's just very scary stuff. So anyway, so what do we have? We got 1058. We need 42 more thumbs up to hit 1100. So let's see if we can get that. I knew we would blow through 1,000 easy when I said that before. So that's why we made it 1100. So let's see if we can hit that 1100 thumbs up. So anyway, again, I do want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. You guys are the best. Oh wait, I got to do this first. But they are the best, and thank you guys for doing what you do. Let's do some quick shout outs really quickly. I want to definitely, Icky Can up in Canada, guys, I would please ask you to support him. Really, really super nice guy. He's got a little homestead up there, and he's busting his butt dealing with stuff up there. So if you could show him some support, I would really appreciate it. JJ's going to throw his information up there if you would give him some support. Sean James up in Canada. I don't know if you guys have been watching any of his stuff, but his dog just had heat stroke the other day. She's really, Callie is really sensitive to temperature. And so unfortunately she had some heat stroke, and he took care of it, and he helped her out, and he got her squared away. So that was good. But again, these things are going to happen. And think about how bad things would be with the heat. Of course, Marfugal News is another channel I highly recommend. Adam out in the West Coast in Seattle, really good channel. We have Magic Prepper in North Dakota. We have Southern Prepper 1 down, I think Southern Prepper 1 is in South Carolina. Also, we have Alaskan Granny, Alaskan Prepper, Green Greg's, another good channel. He is in Tennessee. Really, really smart individual. JJ's got the link up, guys, for Icky Can. So if you would go over there and show him some love, and I would appreciate that. Doug and Stacy, another good channel. There's so much good information out there. I think we should be very diverse if we can be, to learn as much as we can from everybody that we can. So I always encourage you to support other channels. If you go to that channel, and if you go there and you don't like what they're doing, then just don't watch them anymore. Don't become a troll. Don't do hateful stuff. That's not what it's about. We should definitely be supporting each other. Prepper Princess is another channel right off the top of my head that, but there's great channels out there, and so we should be all supporting each other. And I think that that's a great thing if we do that. All right. I want to thank all of you for being here. You guys are awesome. You're why I do what I do. The egg count today was 9, Linny. It was 9. We had 9 eggs today. So, again, we should be supporting each other. Let's do that. I appreciate all of you guys are awesome. We hit 1,100 thumbs up, which is great. Angry Prepper. Yes, I can't believe I didn't say Angry Prepper. My boy down in New York City. Yep, love him too. Great channel. Says it like it is. Boss of the Swamp, Canadian Prepper, couple more Wrangle Star. Also Diamond from the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. I can go, guys, I could go on and on and on. There's so many that are just really, really good channels out there. So, again, we should all be supporting each other. Go to those channels, tell them Prepper Nurse One sent you. And, like I said, we'll continue to support each other. I want to remember we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race, and I think people need to remember that. I think it is real. Oh, pinball preparedness. Yes, forgot him. Sorry, guys. Um, so we need to support each other. Again, we really do. But we are one race called the human race. We all bleed red. We have to stop letting them manipulate us. That is what they continue to do. Full Spectrum Survival. Yes, he's a good channel as well. You're right. Yep, sorry. They keep popping up, and I keep having to go back here and say different ones. But we got to stop letting them manipulate us by race, religion, and politics. We all bleed red. We're all going to need help when the time comes, and we should try to help each other, okay? I'm not going to ask somebody, what religion are you? Because I'm not going to help you if you're this religion, that religion, or the other religion. That's ridiculous. You're a human being. We should be helping each other out for that reason and that reason alone. Also, remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day, tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important, and we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Also, remember, guys, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that will stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. All right? I will see you all tomorrow. Try to beat the heat if you can. For my followers out on the West Coast and in Arizona and Seattle and California, Nevada, New Mexico and all those areas that are like sweltering right now, please be safe and just keep prepping, guys, okay? I will see you all later. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse One, out for now.